let's be honest for just a second. Do you really need another game?
Do you?
I mean, here's the thing. I know so many people in this hobby space that have 20, 30, 50, 100 Kickstarters still waiting to arrive. I know people that buy games every single week, and I know people that have so many board games that they have their Kallax shelves filled and board games stacked up on the floor. It's not just a content creator problem, and here's the reality. Those same people are not playing 360 games a year. They're not even potentially playing one game a week. So, do you really need another board game?
Yeah.
Devon, over here...
You're just, yep.
Devon has proposed a concept. Devon has made a commitment to himself and his channel that for the next 12 months...
A couple people have already agreed to join me.
For the next 12 months...
Terrible idea.
And you can watch this journey over on Devon Talks Tabletop, but for the next 12 months, you're not buying another board game.
There's some caveats there, but yes.
Oh, caveats. So there's things that might actually happen within the space.
This lovely gentleman
It's
is
the most ridiculous challenge
apparently
ever.
your
It's not.
voice.
It is.
Because
There's really just one caveat.
this is West. West
said
is an
couple.
amazing friend of mine that drives 7 hours every other week just to play board games with me, which is an incredible gift, but also means that he should probably stop buying board games as well.
I mean, because I have him as a friend, so I can just borrow stuff from him.
All right. 1 second.
You're making my point.
If you're watching here,
Shut up.
we're going to engage in this debate, and I'd love to hear your answers in the comment section down below, but I'm going to let the bars open for just a moment and watch them go at each other. But I'm compelled by this. Is it something... How many unplayed games is too many? Now, for those of you that are watching, I do want to make sure that I acknowledge Devon over here has his own channel. Like I said, the whole premise of this video, it's Devon Talks Tabletop. Link will be in the top of the video description. He's the proud father of 3 children.
And Jesse, what happens when Devon gets to 10,000
When
likes?
Devon crosses 10,000 likes, he's going to be
Hamster!
the proud father of a hamster.
When did you do this?
When Devon crosses
Oh, that is fantastic.
10,000 views, 10,000
likes.
subscribers,
Yes.
he's going to be the proud father of a
He's
hamster.
getting naked. I'm pretty sure
So-
that's illegal on YouTube right now. What we
No,
just
So
there's
if you're
so many
watching
shirtless
this-
people on YouTube.
If you're watching this video, help all of us out. Swing down to the
When did you guys
description
buy this?
at the top of the video
Did you bring this?
and
I
go
didn't.
ahead and subscribe to Devon Talks Tabletop. Devon,
Does
what
it
are
say
you?
fantastic,
hamster
though.
lover?
It says
I really
best
like that.
hamster dad ever.
That's amazing.
Devon?
Did you do this custom?
Devon, why are you not buying board games?
I feel like that was
All right,
custom.
West. Here's
Yes.
what I'm going to do.
Lay out
I'm
your
going
case.
to give my initial argument, and then you can give your debate circle rebuttal.
Okay.
So, I have nowhere near as many Kickstarters as Jesse. I have a number of Kickstarters that I have backed over the course of the last year that are not here and that will be coming. And
Okay.
so I have games that will be coming to my house at some point over the next 12 to 18, 24 months, whatever comes with the
With
shipping
the state
prices.
of the shipping.
Yeah, with the state of shipping, who knows? And so I have games that are on the way.
Okay.
I also have, and I will spread this out to make sense for people who maybe aren't content creators. As a content creator, I have access to games that I otherwise would not have access to because there will be people who will send me games that I will not have to pay for, and I will do coverage for them. In the same way that if somebody in which I do not really in Arkansas have access to a big board game group like you guys do here in Ohio, in which you all have different maybe game collections that you can bring and share games with. So to me, it's in the same way. I have access to a catalog of games over the course of the amount of time that I would not have otherwise.
But I'm not arguing. 1 second. I'm not arguing. I'm maybe more unreasonable than you are.
Yeah.
Because you're saying, I have access, therefore I should stop purchasing. I'm saying to the people just watching, there's a strong argument on behalf of just not purchasing.
I think so as
You
well.
have too many games. We all do. We're all hobbyists. We're all collectors.
I'm trying to set up
And
for the eventual barrage that's
I
coming
purchase
from his way.
games because there's a promise of an experience that's there, and the reality is, I don't ever make it to most of those experiences.
So, and to go to that, I have a much lesser degree than you do. You have a ton of calyxes at your house.
About me.
You know,
Hey,
I'm just saying.
hey,
you have 600, 700 games.
This is not about me, Devon.
600 to 700 games is a very low number compared to what's actually downstairs in the basement.
I have between 120 and 140 games in my house.
Okay.
If we go off of what Jesse said in the intro, 1 game a week. Which I think that's an ambitious mark for a lot of people. Not talking about content creators.
1 new game a week.
1 game a week from your collection. That's a lot. Different than the last one you played. That's a big ask for a lot of people. I have 3 kids. I have my wife. I have other things outside of board games that take away my time, family, all of the other commitments I have.
You can justify like 50 games
a year?
Yeah.
50 games a year. So if I spend 3 years not buying a game,
you'll still play something.
I could make through it. I could make through my collection.
So
3 years. And all I'm saying is that for 12 years, not counting the Kickstarters that don't come in, not counting games that I might play here or games that I might get from content or from publishers, I'm just not going to personally buy a game.
Well, and Kickstarter's a racket in its own right because I'm investing in a promise of a game that I don't like. I just have hearsay, not me, Quackalope, but like I just have hearsay of how good it is. And I want that promise. My life will be different in 2 years. Everything will be potentially different in 2 years. All right, West.
So how many games do you currently have coming to you from Kickstarter?
From Kickstarter, I'd have to open up Kickstarter.
Just take a generalized
if I combine between Kickstarter and GameFound, 15 or 10. I don't know. Not an absurd amount, but like between 10 and 20.
And you probably have access to maybe another 20 or a little bit more through... You're asking what his access is.
No. I'm just asking Kickstarter and GameFound. I think frankly thought that was significantly less than that.
I think most average people that get into the Kickstarter cycle have a pocket where across a 6 to 12 month period, they're probably expecting anywhere from 15 to 30 games. I think that is average for our industry.
Yeah, I would say that because I have like 40 or so coming to me roughly at this point.
I mean, I've went down the rabbit hole outside and inside content creation.
Yeah. And I mean,
so games that I will have access to. You keep talking.
Okay.
I love how you interrupted him only to confirm that you weren't ready to prove your point.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
it had my app and then it didn't have my app. So I have backed since I've decided to stop. Broken and Beautiful, which is a game I'm super excited about pottery being fixed.
You said since you've decided to stop, so things that you've backed.
Sorry. Since like from before I decided, so like May 6th, like 3 days ago is when I decided to do this. Broken and Beautiful, Dark Quarter, Tidal Blades 2, Unsettled New Content, Unfair Expansion, Marvel Zombies, Final Girl Series 2, Resurgence, Realm of Shadows, Power Plants. So that's 10 right now. Marvel Dice Throne, Senjutsu, super excited for that one. Oros, Distilled, Death Roads All-Stars, Six Siege, Fall of the Mountain King.
I'm pretty much
John Company
this
Second
is more
Edition.
Than like 10.
Endless Winter. Vampire
I
the
don't
Masquerade
think this
Chapters.
is on average.
That's 20. That's 20.
I completely agree. I think 20 is roughly average.
And if you go on GameFound, there's maybe like 2 or 3 more. So So like 20 to 25 games over the course of the next year or 2.
So you're still scratching that itch. Even if you weren't a content creator and had access to all of Jesse's games and additional games that will be coming into you, you are still getting at least one game every other month.
But
that's
you're
brand
making
new.
my point. If I'm going to be scratching that itch over the next 12 months, why do I have to spend my own money to buy more?
But
because
you're
I
saying
do
right
and
now.
you do too.
But you're going to tell me if
I'm not talking about
some
stopping
other
completely dry like once all the stuff.
But what I'm saying is you're saying that you're not going to even back Kickstarters.
Yeah.
You're not going to back GameFounds.
No.
So when the next big amazing thing comes through, if Final Girl has a season 3, you're telling me you're not going to back it.
No.
If Unsettled has another season that comes through, you're not going to back it.
No.
If Chip Theory Games comes through with another new amazing game, you're not going to back it.
Hopefully I'll get a publisher copy.
See,
but I'm not going
that's
to
what it
though.
is.
I'm not going to though.
I think so. So taking it away from Devon a little bit, I think, Wes, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. I think most people in our hobby space that are drowning in Kickstarter right now, or drowning in board games that are unplayed, not only could, but also should stop buying games. Period. I think they should put a halt on it. I think they should play through what they have and maybe set up parameters. Check your collection right now. How many unplayed games do you have? And don't let that number go one step higher.
So I'm going to actually double down on that aspect of asking questions. How many games do you have in your collection?
I have about 60 games in my collection right now.
60 games in your collection.
For our hobby space, that's pretty
small,
collection.
actually.
Yeah, it's actually quite small. I really have only been playing games for the last 2.5 years or so.
How many games have you played more than once from that?
I would say about half of my games I played more than once.
So...
How many have you not played?
But you also have to understand that I have a regular game group that meets every single Monday, and we push new content all the time.
And so started coming up.
And I've started coming up to visit Jesse. Yeah, so that's
which is a 24-hour period of just games.
To me, that's that you have different reasons for which you're not engaging with your personal collection. I think everybody has separate reasons.
No.
Ask me how many unplayed games I have.
I think he's giving reasons for why he's played half of his games.
Ask me how many unplayed games I have. Ask me how many unplayed games I have.
Okay, how many unplayed games do you
have? I have 8 unplayed games currently on my shelf.
That seems reasonable.
That's really good. That's fantastic.
West, do you think...
And 2 of those came in within the last month.
West, do you believe the viewer... Jeff, who's watching this video.
Jeff.
Do you believe
My name is Jeff.
Stop it. Do you believe Jeff has only 8 unplayed games?
No, I don't believe that the average person does.
So why should Jeff buy anything else?
Because this is a problem with game groups. That's where the problem lies. If you're not playing through all of your games, it's because you don't have a good enough game group, and that is an issue that's completely separate of needing to buy more games.
But my problem is, I think both of you are discussing something that is actually not even what I'm focusing on. You guys have been highlighting the unplayed section of your playlist. I don't even care about that. What about the games that you actually own?
I've got a shelf of 100 that are in my core collection.
Your core collection. How often do you go into your permanent collection? How much do you dip into it?
I probably play 2 games a month for my core collection.
Why is it your core collection then?
Because I love them. And one day when I'm not a content creator, I'll play them again.
but like seriously, like if you don't discount first off, 8 out of 60 is really impressive. But like all of those games that you still own, you love them, right?
I do.
Because they're in your collection.
Yeah.
All right.
How often do you play them?
But let's...
that's what I'm saying, is I have a game group that meets every single Monday. We play at least 3 games during that time, and then I come here with Jesse and I play more games.
I think you're above average on the amount of use.
I'm trying to add another game group to my weekly list so that I can play even more games.
Okay,
let's reset this, because people who love board games have a permanent collection, have a rotating collection, have games they wish they could play, and if you spend 12 months, our hobby has exploded over the last 10 years, 5 years. Like... half of my permanent collection were games that were created in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And if I tried to get those on the secondhand market now, do you know how much those would cost me? If I don't back Kickstarters now for games that I'm excited about, Marvel Zombies, that's going to be a $1,000 eBay purchase if I don't back it today and get it for $400. And then, I'll sell it or own it or whatever it is. But, like, you're missing out on the potential for new favorite games that add into your permanent collection.
So
his 60 games got created because he bought them and played them. Bought them was step 1.
My retort to that is this: I had an economics teacher in high school who we would work on playing the stock market, and he was a history teacher, and he was also did economics for AP courses. And his instruction was to us was this: he's like he was a teacher, he was a public school teacher, and then on the weekends he did day trading. He still had his trading license. And he said, I'm always happy when I make money, and I choose to never be unhappy with the money that I could have made but didn't. I think that just because
that's
because there's
economics teacher, most of us are unhappy. Like if I didn't have a copy of Dead Reckoning sitting across from me, I'd be pissed that I didn't have it.
You didn't have it. Man, how many times have you tabled it in the last year?
With Alex?
Yeah.
3 times.
In the last
My
year.
copy's unopened and will remain as such.
Yeah.
But Alex's copy has been played multiple
How much
times.
of that was
There you
content creation based and how much of that was just because
No, I
you
already
wanted to?
knew I loved Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually filmed a video on it.
My point is this, is that we have so much access, because you're right, good games come out all of the time. We have so much more access and awareness and ability to research games that we think we would like
To buy.
Mm-hmm.
but we also have so many options of things to enjoy. And there comes a time in which, and I don't think this is specific to board games, I function the same way with movies, with books. There's a Japanese term for the books that are in your collection at home that remain unread. Like there's an actual term that they have come up with that.
Interesting.
And to me, there's always going to be an opportunity to get more things just from a consumer standpoint, just from a hobby that you are interested in. There's always the possibility to get more. But there also comes the question of, are you going to engage with what you have? Because the question is like, as a content creator, you could play a game one time and never touch it again, and you would never have to come back to it because so many more games would come out. So you could continue to play one game again and again and again and again.
Alex did the math on this. If you play, so there's like 1,000 new games that come out a year that are worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
And maybe like 1/3 of those are actually notable, right? That you should be. So Alex's math was 1 new game a day for the entire year.
Who does that?
Yeah, there's no way.
Keeps you on
does
pace.
that?
That's it. Keeps you
does that?
on pace. I don't know. All right. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Final words.
I've monologued too much. You finish.
So
I
think the key here that we're really skipping is that we need to keep our collection slim. You need to keep the games that you actually truly enjoy, play those games, and then experiment with other new games that come out, or games that are new to you that might be on that BGG 100 list that you haven't had an opportunity to explore. I think that's where finding those key fun, unique things are. It's one of the reasons why I harassed Jesse to come down here, because I knew he was doing that. So I disagree with not buying any games, but I think you should be very selective with the games that you buy. And I have massive FOMO, so I back tons of things on Kickstarter.
I think you should do this, but I'm bad at it. But listen. Go ahead.
No, but I do sell things, so when I'm done with a game, I get rid of it. But I also very carefully selected my game group so that I could push new content, go through new games, do all those things. And it's not an impossible thing for anybody to do. You just have to find those groups. You have to create those groups if necessary, which is exactly what I did.
That's a video you and I maybe should do together about creating and harboring a game group, but not the conversation for today.
Agreed.
Listen, here's what I want to know from you. First off, are you joining Devon Talks Tabletop? Link in the description down below. Remember the hamster thing? Buy him one. Are you joining Devon Talks Tabletop on a
12
year
months.
commitment? 12 months. Just that's it. And trust me, our industry's not slowing down. You let the shipping stuff slow down. You adjust. You play through what you have. You find out what's really good that comes out this year. You pick that up.
Secondary market
an
for stuff
extra
a year old
cost
is not
later
that bad.
on. It's not terrible. Are you joining Devon Talks Tabletop on a year-long commitment? Because I can't as a content creator.
You can.
I can't as a content creator.
You can.
I can't. It's not
can.
well, and at a
Maybe
channel.
you're just a better content
No,
creator.
but listen, as a channel that has 40,000 subscribers, it's a combination of I can't justify missing what's hot for my audience and for myself.
Yeah.
And I have so much access, I can't really do this. But I don't think it's a crazy idea. So are you joining him? And then if you're not, really answer this question for yourself. How many unplayed games is too much? And I'm not judging you. I want to know
40,000.
how many unplayed games should be your limit? And how big should your permanent collection be? Again, absolutely no judgment, because I don't know how much you play, how often you get things to the table, what the combination of solo versus multiplayer games are, or games that you just saved for that special occasion. I want that answer. Unplayed games. What's too big of a collection? and you're permanent, never leaving. How many is justified? And with that, why the fuck haven't you subscribed to Devon Talks Tabletop?
He needs a hamster.
He needs
for
a
his children.
hamster. Do it!
Get in on this deal,
on.
man.
That wasn't the point of the video.
Wow!
It needs
Do
to
it.
Do it. Do it for your friends. Do
His
it for
wife's
your
a
family.
doctor.
Whatever you guys do,
His
do the
children.
important thing.
His children
Stop
need
buying games
your
for a year.
subscription.
Did you see it's a Teletubby?
It's
It's a tie.
What's
What are
a
you
tie?
talking? Teletubby.
Did you say
Teletubbies are the ones with the
It's
little
a- what
things
is
that
a
go over
tie?
their heads?
No,
It's a
not
tie
Teletubby.
beanie baby.
It's a beanie baby.
There you go.
Sorry, my dad got super into these things.
It's a Teletubby.
Was your dad scammed by Beanie Babies like
Your
mine
dad
was?
got into
My
them?
dad thought they were gonna, like collectible. It was the first edge of like the collectible market. Good reference
Yeah.
to
Should have
board
done
games.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
He
by
should have.
far.
But my dad had like boxes of Beanie Baby because they were gonna be worth something. Ugh.